This is Duke University.
Our meeting was an introduction by a mutual friend. I thought she was just the finest thing in town. But, you know, she's like, oh, he's cool.
He seemed nice.
There's actually like a international orientation before the regular ones, so we met back then.
Yeah, and we lived actually right up there, so I lived on the 3rd floor and he lived on the 2nd floor. So we got really close, we took the same classes, and I think that can always continue. We always had the same classes.
Jeannie and I met for the first time in the Alumni Memorial Common Room of the Divinity School at Duke University, which is where we are now. We were both involved in a program called Project Bridge. Jeannie was a year ahead of me, so I was just coming in as a first-year student, and Jeannie was a group leader for the program.
And then just on like a personal level, had things that we were both interested in. We both played the saxophone, so I noticed right away that John played the saxophone also, and we were both really interested in jazz music and would talk about music.
When we were living here in Blackwell, he would always come up to my room and ask to borrow my stapler. And I always wonder, why couldn't you just get one yourself? But I think he was just using that to come up and see me, because otherwise he didn't know what excuse to have to come up to my room.
This place has an interesting significance. I discovered this place and it was really cool. So I decided I would take Chi-Chi here. And this was the place where I asked Chi-Chi to be my girlfriend for the first time.
Chi-Chi said not yet. And I was going to New Orleans, and I didn't want to start dating him for like 2 weeks, only to break up over the summer because we were so far apart. But that didn't happen.
We're here today.
So,
so yeah.
I've kept him since.
We sort of joke around that. So John didn't have a car at the time, and I did, and so he asked for someone to give him a ride home one day, and
Jeannie volunteered very enthusiastically.
I said, I can give you a ride home.
Yeah, she did.
So that turned into like every night me giving him a ride home, and every night progressively longer and longer, talking for longer periods of time in my car.
From really early on, I think we really like being together. So we wanted to make sure that we'll end up together even after graduating from Duke, so we've always kind of had a shared vision for that. And I think that's really helpful.
I had a bad day, so he bought me a cookie, so he's perfect.
We're here at Duke, we're students, and we have our lives, and they have their ups and downs, you know. So it's nice having somebody who you can talk to about pretty much anything, and you know, they can always just be there for you and look out for you when, you know, you're feeling some type of way.
One of the things that we enjoyed in our friendship was just the ability to kind of express ourselves freely and really enjoy one another without some of the pressures that you can often feel in certain environments. So I don't know, we just enjoyed that freedom so much that we never really wanted to get away from it, and just wanted to kind of live inside of this little world that we would create with one another forever and ever. So we decided to get married.
I think it's fun too because it was unexpected. Like neither one of us came to Duke thinking like, I'm gonna meet my spouse there. I mean, we had all other kinds of dreams and visions for it, and this wasn't one of them. But it's really awesome and special that that is what happened.
Produced by Duke University.